What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking all about social media fasting. What is it, how it can help you in your life, and how to do it. So let's get right into it. So firstly, what is social media fasting? Well, social media fasting is a term that I coined because I do intermittent fasting and I was struggling with scrolling as soon as I wake up and basically being on my phone all the time. So I kind of thought of a cool little way to attach habit stack, and I decided to stack my habit of not consuming with my habit of not eating as well. So my habit of consuming with my habit of eating. So basically when I consume food, like in my windows of 12 to 8, I consume social media, and not obviously at the same time, just in that time frame I allow myself to doom scroll. But I also even cut it off even more, like I don't allow myself to do it for hours on end, but this is my time frame. So now that we understand what social media fasting is, what is it good for? Well, firstly, when we wake up, we start reacting to the day instead of being proactive to the day. So we wake up, we start reacting to cherry-picked highlight reels of people's lives, and we're starting to compare those things to ourselves. So when we react to the day, everything starts to be a reaction instead of being proactive or attacking the day. The day is now attacking you, and you're just trying to react to all the things that you're being attacked with, basically. And that's like everyone's post, everyone trying to sell you something, this and that. So it's really important not to consume as soon as you wake up. So it's super important. It's also extremely important not to consume like right before you go to bed. This is why you probably have trouble sleeping or falling asleep, is because you're keeping your mind so active, and then you take your phone into bed with you and you scroll a little bit longer, and now your brain is kind of confused of whether your bed is for sleep or if it's for entertainment or if it's for all the above. It never really knows what you're doing in there, because when you're in there, you're trying to sleep, but then you're grabbing your phone and then you're getting dopamine from your phone. So it kind of thinks that that's the place for that as well. So it's super beneficial to not consume right when you wake up and before you go to bed, especially in bed, because it kind of like affects those areas. It makes you reactive to the day, and it also makes it so that you have trouble falling asleep. The second benefit would be more time. If you are using it all of the time, then you obviously have no time to do anything else. If you use it as soon as you wake up, you're not only reacting, but you don't have time to like actually properly get ready or have a good morning routine so that you have a great day, that you set the tone so you have an amazing, smooth day. Not only that, like I said before, you'll have trouble sleeping. If you struggle with sleep, really try not to, for one, consume in bed and then consume a few hours before bed, because this is the reason why you can't sleep. Your brain is just too activated, and like I said, you're confusing your brain when you're in bed because you have your phone. It doesn't know what you're doing in there. The third benefit, which is not the last one because there's plenty of benefits, but I'm only going to talk about 3 important benefits here, is that your mindset is just a lot better. You're not comparing yourself to others. Even if you think you're not comparing yourself to others on the phone, you are. So when you stop comparing yourself to others by not consuming constantly, then you just feel a lot better. You actually start to enjoy your life and pay attention to the things that you are doing in your life, because we're always getting signals in our bodies, but we're too distracted by our phones to even like pay attention to those feelings and work on those things and try to fix those things. We just like numb it with social media or drugs or with like pills or things like that or whatever it is, but we just are always trying to distract ourselves with something instead of just feeling our emotions, dealing with them, and working through them. But you'll realize that once you are consuming way less of the social media, that you'll feel a lot better anyways. And then when you get on there, it's kind of boring. You're almost like, oh my gosh, this is like, because then you take a step back from it a little bit, and then when you get back in there, you're almost like, what even is this? It's just everyone just trying to tell me something's wrong with me, or that I need to buy this or something like that. So that's the third thing that I'll talk about here. It's super important. Your mental is important. Being proactive to the day is super important, and then you get a lot more time out of it. So how do we do social media fasting? Well, the way that I do it is I attach it to my eating window. I basically only consume from noon to 8 p.m. I get off at 8 p.m. and I fall asleep right like a baby. It's super beneficial for that. But it worked easy for me because I had my eating windows in that time frame anyway, so it just worked for me. If you are somebody that doesn't have intermittent fasting and doesn't, wakes up at 5 and doesn't want to wait till noon to consume, just pick a few hours after you wake up, after you wake up. So say 2 hours after you wake up. So you wake up at 5, don't start consuming until 7. And then if you go to bed at like 9, stop consuming by like 7 as well. So that's a 12-hour, consumption window that you have there. Try to limit your time in there, but after those times, be really strict. Don't get on it when you say you're not going to, and then beforehand, don't get on it beforehand either. If you have to check like Google or things like that, that's totally fine. If you have to make a post because it's part of your business and whatnot, totally fine, but don't stay on there, post and ghost, and then, get on and engage later, and it's totally fine. It's not going to affect your engagement or anything like that, I promise you. The 2 most important takeaways here is that, if you can't wait a few hours, just don't consume right when you wake up. When you wake up, allow yourself to get up, go and get some sunlight, breathe a little bit, take some time without reacting, and then get on your phone, even if it's just 20 minutes or so. And it's super important for the end of the day though. The end of the day, if you have trouble sleeping and you're starting to think that this is the reason why, then definitely do not stop consuming basically 2 hours before you go to bed, no later than an hour and a half before you go to bed. And then when you do go to bed, don't bring your phone in bed with you. Like, put it on your little, wherever you set it at night. And then if you are awake and you can't sleep still, then get out of bed and go to the living room and read a book or do something relaxing until you're tired again, and then come back to bed, and that'll help you with sleep. But I'll make a whole video on sleep soon. Maybe I'll do that next. We'll get all into that in another video. But I really appreciate you guys. If you're here still, please consider leaving a comment and subscribing if you like these kind of videos. Let me know if you have any extra tips that are helpful. Apply for coaching if you're interested in that. I have the link down below. I also have the link to my Kindle book. My physical book will be coming out soon, and my course should be available to purchase as well. But until then, guys, I appreciate you sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.